Welcome, everyone, to episode 384 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm Will.
Today's topic is kind of a lack of a topic, I guess. We are going to be doing a Just the News main segment. I've had a super busy week packing and stuff for moving. We move in the morning tomorrow, so I didn't have any time to prep. So I looked up a few news stories that I'm going to cover. Maybe we'll scroll the video game news ticker towards the end if we run out of stuff to talk about. And that's gonna be our main segment. I guess it's kind of a combined main segment and nibblebits, so we won't have the nibblebit segment this week. So if that's your favorite segment, I apologize. Will, do you have anything you want to tease for later on in the episode?
I'll be talking about some Spyro 3.
Spyro 3.
Am very sad about it, and I'll get into it when we do what we played. But I talked to you about this, so I'll say it just real quickly on here. You know, when you finish a game and you get really sad that you completed everything in it. I'm having that right now, big time. So.
Yeah, that happens to me anytime I really enjoy a game. I'm always sad when it's over. The recent examples of that are obviously Breath of the Wild. I was devastated when it was over because that's one game I really wish I could relive again the first time. Mario Odyssey is another one that I was sad when it was over. Games like that I have a lot of fun with.
Yeah,
I'm always sad when it's over. A game like Dark Souls, I'm more relieved than sad when it's over. So that's not quite the same thing, but yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, the Spyro Reignited Trilogy was the most fun I had playing games this year. So
yeah,
for it
exactly.
to be done, I'm just devastated.
Yep. Okay, well, let's get into the main segment, shall we, Will?
Let's do it.
I don't. There'll be a little Nintendo talk there, Dave, but not too much. 2 weeks from now, though, when we do the Smash Brothers episode, that's obviously heavy Nintendo. So.
And I think the other two might be on for it too, right?
I would think so. Everyone's getting it, and we are having a weekend dedicated to Smash. So, yeah I can imagine that'll be.
Eric's flying in for it.
Yes, he's flying up here to New York to play it with us. So, okay. So my first one is that BioWare teases a Dragon Age announcement. So this, I feel like it was on their blog. That one of the higher ups in BioWare said, if you've been following this person on Twitter, we've been teasing BioWare. They said they're going to teasing Dragon Age. They said they're going to announce something soon. No word on what that is or when it's going to be. Some people are guessing the Game Awards, which are next Thursday the 6th. So I hate that they're on Thursday. We have an episode. Maybe we'll have our episode early next week, and we can do, or maybe late. Maybe we could do our episode Friday and cover the Game Awards for our episode.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, maybe we'll do that.
Wait.
Oh no, we're gonna be next week is Smash weekend already. Oh geez. Anyway,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I can't
Holy
believe that.
Crap.
I can't believe we're almost there. But yeah, I mean this it's exciting, but I'm very nervous about it at the same time. Only because of the trend that BioWare's kind of taken with their games. That obviously they're doing a lot more online stuff, which I just don't want to see. Mass Effect Andromeda was okay. It wasn't as good as the trilogy. So, I don't know. How do you feel about that, Will?
As somebody who is not the biggest Dragon Age fan, did like Inquisition though, because I did play a little bit of it. I just didn't kind of go all in like you guys did. I think BioWare kind of has learned their lesson a little bit with Mass Effect Andromeda, because if you're a studio like that, a proud studio, and your game gets just belittled online, that's gotta be a hit to you a little bit.
Yeah.
All those hardworking people who work on these games, I'd be devastated by that. So. Yeah. I kind of think that this new Dragon Age is going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm in a very good mood, so I'm optimistic on this episode.
Nice.
So that might be me just being a little bit too.
So we have optimistic Will for the whole episode.
Yep.
Nice. Glad to hear. I'm somewhat optimistic today too. which I'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm with you, Will. I think it's going to be fine. I'm hoping that EA doesn't have too much say in what happens here with the next Dragon Age. I'll be interested to see where they take it. I like the series. Dragon Age Origins was awesome. Dragon Age 2, but I also really like Dragon Age Inquisition. So
Now, is this their next? Never mind, it's Battlefield. I was gonna ask if this is their next big release since like the Battlefront 2 and Andromeda, and what was the other controversies they got themselves into recently?
Anthem. I think people are not sure about Anthem.
There's another thing I'm pretty sure that I saw that people were like, "Oh, giving EA a hard time for," but I can't remember.
Probably.
But Battlefield has since released and it's been received fairly well. So
yeah, I feel like I've not heard a lot about it, which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah, because we would know if it was a mess, right?
We would definitely know if it was a mess, but we would also know if it was like the second coming. I've heard very little about it, so I'm just assuming it's good, but not earth shattering.
My one friend who bought it loves it, so that's he's a bigger Battlefield fan. Like we all really like Battlefield,
Yeah.
but we don't play it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you really love something, you play it religiously. We've all liked it, but we've never really gotten super into it. But he plays it a lot, so
Okay.
and he likes it. So
Okay. All right, Will, you got something?
I have a lot of stuff, Dan.
Nice.
I guess we'll start with this one. I hope you don't have it, but
It doesn't matter if we have overlap. No biggie.
well, episode 2 of Life is Strange 2 won't release until January.
Yeah, I also have that one.
Perfect. So we get to both talk about it then.
Sure.
Yeah. So apparently, they're in their newest blog post that the studio Don't Nod put out said that episode 2 Rules is out January 2019. They talked about they didn't want to fail to meet the benchmark of quality and emotional impact that this game delivers on people. So basically, they're saying they pushed it back a little bit later to improve upon the game.
Okay.
Makes me happy because was not a fan of the first episode in the slightest. So I do think that they can't keep pushing it back too far from episode to episode.
Yeah,
so,
was the first one it was September, wasn't it? When the first one came out?
I do declare, yeah.
I think it was September.
So when you got that long, it reminds me of I played the very first Walking Dead Telltale game, and I remember finishing an episode and being like, I don't know what I'm going to see the next episode because that's how far it was in between releases.
Yeah.
So with this, I really, really don't want that. I think they can get away with, hey, we want to, make sure the quality is good and have a more of an emotional impact. I think they can get away with it for one episode, but I don't think they can do it again on the next release.
Yeah, I really feel like 3 months it'll be 4 months when January rolls around. That's a little too much. I already kind of forgot a lot of what happened. I feel like I should play it again. And usually I like to wait when these games come out, but because I liked Life is Strange and Before the Storm so much that I decided not to wait for this particular one and jump into it right away. I'm not sure if that's necessarily the best way to play those games. I feel like it's better to just play them all together.
Yeah, and I think a month and a half is my longest point.
Yeah.
That I can do. I would rather them go, all right, so we're releasing the first episode in January, have the second one just about ready, wait a couple weeks, release the second one. Having been working on the third episode, I would have rather them do that strategy.
Yeah, just move back the September release to maybe November or December.
Mm-hmm. But then again, I'm not beholden to Square Enix or anything like that, so right. I guess it's easier for me to sit here and say that, but it probably doesn't work for them on the publisher end, if I were to guess.
Yeah.
With that being said, Dan, are we counting episode 1 for anything, or are we just going to wait until next year when the whole game's out?
No, you have to play the full game.
Perfect. Okay.
I think. That's only fair.
Because I thought it was weird in the Game Awards that episode 1 is up for anything.
Was it up for something? I don't remember what the award, what
Games for Impact,
I
want to say.
Yeah.
Go figure.
All right.
So
Okay. Yeah, that was on my list also. Moving on, Kingdoms of Amalur is now available in Xbox One's backwards compatibility catalog. There's a couple other games added too, but that's really the heavy hitter.
mhm.
I think a lot of people were hoping that was going to happen, especially with the acquisition of the IP by. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Who bought the Kingdoms of Amalur IP?
uh, 38 Studios.
That's who had it before. I'll look it up. Um, but yeah, I think a lot of people were hoping that was going to happen. I think people are still kind of hoping for a remaster. I don't know if we'll see that, but yeah, that was exciting news. So it's a good time to jump in if you haven't jumped in. It was very underrated. I think it holds up well. I play the first little bit every now and again, just to revisit it a little bit, and it's quite the good game.
Do you think with the
Stay
backwards
around.
compatible, the with the back row,
I'm pretty sure they owned it for a while. So a game developer just bought it though, and I'm gonna look up
well,
who it was.
do you think game developers putting in work, get it on there for backwards compatibility in hopes of potentially doing a second one? That's me being super like optimistic, but do you
Yeah, I don't
think
know.
in our lifetime we'll see another Kingdoms of Amalur game?
Oh, definitely.
You think so?
Yeah, a second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's because someone bought. Oh, it's THQ Nordic. That's who did it. Yep. Beardless just put it in the chat. THQ Nordic bought the IP for it. So
THQ still around?
yeah, not really. THQ closed down, but then I don't know. I feel like someone bought. Yeah, they're still around, but not in the same capacity as they were. Yes, it's THQ
So,
Nordic.
so
Who
THQ Nordic might not be the best one to own the IP.
No, they're perfect for it. They've been doing that actually a lot, is buying up old IPs of like kind of cult classic type of games. I'll look up what's on their slate because I'm interested now. But they've done that a lot lately, and I think Darksiders is another one they picked up from the scrap heap. I don't think Darksiders 3 reviewed all that well, but that's kind of a cult classic or cult favorite franchise.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's the type of things that they do.
and if they picked it up from development limbo, that's kind of not their fault. With them making a new Kingdoms of Amalur game, like it's going to be them doing it from the very beginning.
Yeah, yeah, because there was no. I feel like they were working. 38 Studios were working on an MMORPG.
Yeah,
In addition to Kingdoms of Amalur, and that was what caused their downfall of 38 Studios. So
I really want to play Kingdoms of Amalur now.
well, now you can. It is available on the Xbox One backwards compatibility.
I wonder if Erica and I already have it. Oh, I mean, yeah. Out of all the games that we play on the podcast, I would put that like top 5 most solid IP
Yeah.
probably.
Definitely top 5 most underrated games.
Definitely.
Because I think it reviewed okay. I think it got eights and eight and a halfs. Like it was okay, but I really like that game.
It's the one thing Kurt Schilling did well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely the whole bloody sock. Ugh,
Never forgive him for that.
no. Anyway, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, let's see. Let's get into some Nintendo talk here real quick for Dave, if he's
Yep,
still there.
just for Dave.
So Mario Tennis Aces, sorry, is getting a bunch of new characters here pretty soon. They're going to be getting Shy Guy and Piranha Plant, which is pretty cool. But on top of that, they're going to be getting Luma. Um, can't remember her name. I'm blanking on her name right now because I don't have it up.
Paulatina.
Paulina, and one of Bowser's kids are
Okay.
going to be added to the game. So we're getting 5 new characters here pretty soon. That's pretty crazy to me. I'm guessing Piranha Plant is going to be a power character. I know Paulina's speed, and I know Luma's technical. So
Okay.
that's kind of the breakdown of the characters. I can't tell you on Shy Guy because it's in Japanese, and I don't remember Bowser's son. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, that game's getting supported really, really well post launch. I don't know if anybody still plays it, but
I have not played it recently. It's one I bought really to play with the kids when they want to play 4-player games, but um, they've just been wanting to play Mario Kart, so
okay.
I'm never gonna say no to Mario Kart.
I have played one of my friends in this in Mario Tennis quite a bit when he's around. So it's a lot of fun to play when you have friends around.
Yep.
For those, I do want to mention that December 1st is when you can go get Shy Guy and Piranha Plant because they did implement duo tournaments online too. So how you get the characters is you do single player tournament, you'll get Shy Guy, and then on the duos, you'll get Piranha Plant. So that's where you just log in, play one game, you'll get the characters. And I want to say the others are coming January.
Okay.
See if I can find it real quick. Nope, not a lot of information, but it's a sneak look. So
Nice.
yeah, so that's what's coming to Mario Tennis Aces. Pretty awesome. It sucks that a lot of this cool content's gonna be coming when Smash Brothers is out though, so it'll get lost in the shuffle.
Oh, definitely. I feel like Mario Tennis is already lost in the shuffle.
They've screwed themselves by releasing not a lot of features in the game.
It was pretty bare bones. As I said, the main reason I bought it was because I had visions of the kid, playing it with the kids, which I'm sure we will at some point. But
Hmm.
right now they're just into Mario Kart. So
I mean, it's the most solid tennis game gameplay wise,
yeah,
but it just lacked so much to it that it needed. I needed a little bit more on launch, but
yep.
yeah, that's it for that one.
Okay. My next one is that MMORPG WildStar is officially shut down now. You never like to hear that. I enjoyed my brief time with WildStar. I played in the beta, and then I played it briefly after launch. I feel like I bought it for like $10 or $15, and I played a few hours worth. Nothing major, but I did enjoy the concepts in the game, and I enjoyed the game itself. But it was past the point where I was into MMORPGs anymore. So yeah, never ended up sticking with it. It's always sad to hear these games shutting down, because I'm sure it did have its dedicated fan base. So
Yeah, I want to say Corey and I were the two that bought this game full price on launch.
oh really?
I could be wrong on that. I know I 100% did, and I think Corey did as well. But
Okay.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed to see it get shut down and it didn't last. But kind of like you, I'm over MMORPGs for the most part.
Yeah.
I can't really see myself getting into another one. So
No, I don't have. I mean, maybe if my kids get into them when they're a little bit older, that's something we'll do together. But if I'm going to play an MMORPG now, it's going to be Guild Wars 2 because that's what I know. That's what I'm familiar with. That's what I've put hundreds of hours into. So
mhm.
that's the one I would play.
Definitely, yeah. Kind of as you said, Guild Wars or Final Fantasy 14 were always the two that I kept returning to. So
Yeah. Okay. What do you got next, Will?
my next one is I found this one kind of entertaining. It was that the Zelda producer hinted at a Skyward Sword coming to the Switch, the remaster. So since then, Nintendo has since said that at this time there are no plans to bring Skyward Sword to the Switch. That doesn't mean too much to me
Yeah.
because if they weren't ready to announce it, they're not going to now. But kind of what happened was there was a Legend of Zelda concert in Osaka, Japan, and the big boss, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name, but he came out to the stage and teased a port stating, "We know what you're thinking, Skyward Sword on Switch, right?" And then he said nothing more.
Oh,
Nothing
really?
more.
Wow.
Yes. So I don't know if that's him saying, "I want this to happen," kind of lighting a fire on Nintendo to get it done. They have been remastering their old Zelda games.
Yeah.
So I can see this one being next. I just wish Twilight Princess got brought to the Switch because I did not get a chance to really play it on the Wii U.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm all for them like throwing everything on the Switch at this point.
they honestly
That's
might as well.
that's what I play. Like I haven't really gamed on my computer at all in months. I played a little bit of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I liked, but it's just too hard to come down here and find time to play on the computer. It's just so much easier to play stuff on the Switch.
Totally agree. I think if I had a better computer setup, I might want to play on my computer more, but I really don't. So
Yeah. On my computers, it needs to be upgraded too. It's starting to get a little long in the tooth. And before Cyberpunk, which the video in the chat is Cyberpunk for those of you wondering, and before Cyberpunk comes out, I do need to have my computer upgraded. So, because I don't think, I mean, that's not going to come to the Switch. And rumor has it that we'll be getting a console for Christmas. So, but that's, I can't play a game like this with a controller and at 30 frames per second. So,
good thing Max doesn't listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I actually kind of want to upgrade my PC for the new Cyberpunk game. So
Yeah.
I want to. I think you and I, do we both have to get brand new computers? Is that what we have to do?
It depends. I definitely need a new processor, motherboard, RAM, and then I will need a new graphics card after that. So you're looking at probably about $1,000. So honestly, in a lot of cases, it is probably worth it to just get a new computer.
Yeah,
especially if you can find a good one on a sale, or even a gaming laptop. They're not too bad anymore, and they put in the full graphics cards in the systems nowadays. That's not a mobile GPU; it's the full like 1060 or 1070. So,
do you remember what graphics card I have, by the way?
GTX 970.
Because I think my friend has a Titan, and he's getting a new one.
If he'll give you his Titan, that's pretty good. Depends on the generation, but it's still a good card,
Because I was thinking of buying it off him cheaply if I need to, just to kind of satisfy my upgrading. But
yeah, I mean, the problem is, like, even though most of the computing is done with the graphics card nowadays, our processors and RAM are old at this point. I mean, my processor came out in 2011. So. And
I want to say I was maybe a year. I got my computer a year after that.
Yeah, it could be.
Too. So yeah, my processor is pretty old as well. So.
I have 8 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, and it's not even like good RAM. It's what came in the computer. That's one of the few pieces. The processor and the RAM are one of the few pieces that I haven't upgraded in the computer. I think everything else in it is new. So.
I remember when you and I had the toasts of the town with the PC here on the podcast, but
yeah.
we've fallen behind.
It's given me. It doesn't owe me anything. I'll put it that way. It's given me a lot of hours of crisp, clean gaming. So yeah, that's WildStar shut down. So go ahead, Will. What do you got next?
My next one, Destiny 2's next expansion, Black Armory, is coming next week, December 4th. So Bungie reiterated that they're not doing traditional story DLCs anymore, which is kind of funny. So I don't know. I bet they end up doing one anyway. But anyway, $40. That's a lot for expansions. Destiny 2. I don't know. I want to play the new one on PC because I got it for free. I just don't see myself putting in the time to make any of it worth it to getting an expansion.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I don't think the games I sit down to replay aren't these games like Destiny or an MMORPG. Like, I just don't do that. I replay games that I have, older games that I really loved, or a game like Spyro Reignited. Like, that's a game that I'll go back to replay because it's got the nostalgia value to it. I don't really continuously play these type of games and keep trying to progress. So I don't know. I do want to give it a try just to see what it's all about, but I don't think Destiny's for me.
Yeah, no, I played it the first, 4 or 5 hours or whatever, and that'll probably be it. Like, it looked nice, it played really nice, but it didn't grab me. I'm not for the endless grind, gear type of stuff. Yeah, it was okay. So,
yep.
Next on my list, Obsidian is apparently going to be announcing a new game during the Game Awards. That's big news.
Fallout New Seattle.
I don't know. I would be very surprised if it was a Fallout, but that would also be awesome.
Are they kind of? They only really do these. What's the word I'm looking for? Games. The like Pillars of Return.
Isometric
Yeah.
point and click RPGs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kinda what they're doing.
what they've done lately. They were also just purchased by Microsoft, so I don't know if that has an effect on whatever this announcement's going to be. We will see. I did read that despite the fact that they were purchased by Microsoft, they're still going to be making games for PlayStation also. So
Okay.
we don't have to worry about that though. Oh, TSA athletes Corey says Fable 4.
Who's doing Fable? The new Fable. Playground.
Playground. Yep. The company that does Forza Horizon.
That's gonna be. I wonder. Okay, so what's their faces? Keeley. Is that
Jeff
his name?
Keighley, yeah.
Was talking about how they has like 10 new games to be announced at the Game Awards.
Yeah, there's 10 new games. Probably some Nintendo stuff. Some people think Metroid 4 is gonna have a gameplay trailer.
Oh God.
But we don't know. It was funny. I read. This is kind of on topic, but not really. They were talking about playing games on your Tesla cars. People were tweeting Elon Musk about it. They wanted to be able to connect Steam to their Tesla so they could play on the in-screen or in-dash screen thing. And someone was like, "Yeah, I wanted to play Mario Kart on my Tesla." And Elon Musk tweeted, he's like, "Yeah, we already tried, and Nintendo won't license it to us." So I was like, "That's awesome that they even like tried that. That's amazing."
I love I was gonna say Tesla. I love Elon Musk. What he's doing God's work out there.
He's quite the guy.
Yeah. That's funny that people want to be able to play games in their car.
And it was funny that they had already tried. They had already tried to do Mario Kart on it.
Musk is one of us. He's just trying to do something a lot greater than we're trying to do in our free time.
Oh yeah.
So,
that was my last thing, Will. So go ahead.
Yeah, my last one is Path of Exile's PS4 port got delayed. 2019 February. So. Gotta wait a little bit longer for that. That's not huge though. And that's really it for me on things that. Let me do a quick run through.
Yeah, just double check.
Anthem's closed alpha will be held next week.
Mm-hmm.
I
would like to try that. I don't think I'd like it, but I would like to try it regardless.
Ooh, bad timing. December 8th and 9th.
Yeah, that's not going to happen then.
Bad timing right there.
Yeah.
Destructoid's review of Fallout 76 was up. If you're curious, got a 4 out of 10.
4, yeah. That seems to be its score. It's about a 4.
Pretty brutal. The new hero in Heroes of the Storm, Ophiah, is out there. If anybody's interested, you can play Ash, the new Overwatch character, competitively now too. I guess Blizzard implemented that the new hero can't be used competitively right off the bat.
Oh, really?
Which might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Stop people from using that character and being terrible with whoever it is in competitive play.
Yeah. Until they've had time to work out the kinks in the meta.
Yep, exactly. Or if it's overpowered to like it just being able to run over everybody. So that's cool. That might be it though.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. Yeah, we can move on to our weeks. What have you got going on, Will?
School pretty much. I'm getting close to finishing up. So, I thought I had like a month and a half left after Thanksgiving, but I only have 3 weeks. So, after this week, 2 weeks, and I'm excited. I am supposed to have class the 17th, which is Monday, but I won't because I'll have everything done. So really, I'm done after the week we get back from Smash. So,
right, nice.
I'm gonna have done no homework that weekend and coming into finals.
No homework, but also playing Smash for countless hours. It's tiring. It's mentally tiring.
Well, and you know what? That on top of when I do these type of things, fun weekends with people, vacations, like holidays, I actually get really bummed when I have to like return to real like reality.
Yeah,
I'm one of those people, so when I get back, I know Sunday, whenever I get back, I'm gonna be like, I don't want to do anything.
right.
So that's probably what's gonna happen. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the end of my semester goes with that. Other than that, I've really been just studying and working and playing Spyro when I have time.
Okay, nice. Yeah, for me, so we close on the house first thing tomorrow morning, and then we're gonna be moving all day. I had wanted to paint before we moved in, but we're just running out of time. Obviously, next weekend is Smash weekend, so we couldn't give ourselves a week to move in. But we're also like we're at critical mass here in this house, and it's just too small for all of us. So yeah,
Hmm.
let's close and move tomorrow. I've been packing here and there all week, but today I kind of put the push on and packed most of the kitchen stuff. And this should be the last time we record the podcast in this studio. It'll be in the new studio
Wow.
next week, hopefully. Same thing with Rookie Camp. Um, we'll be doing Rookie Camp hopefully Sunday night from the new studio. So because we're just moving the bare essentials tomorrow, and then Sunday we're gonna come and move the rest. So, like my computer will still be here until Sunday. Um, a few other things, and then go from there. But it was nice to get back into the house today because we had to do the final walkthrough
Hmm.
because we hadn't been there since the inspection, which was over 2 months ago. So you kind of forget, like had forgotten how big it was on the inside, uh, and how nice it was too. So
Yeah.
that was a good thing to get back in there and plan out where we're gonna put stuff. We never got the chance to do that really. Um, we have to live in it a little bit before we decide what colors we want to paint things, but because all the walls are just white, so we like to have colors. So we're gonna need to paint everything, but we want to live there for a little bit first and see what color we want to paint stuff. So
Little mauve action.
probably not mauve. We like colors. We actually usually what we do is uh, we like gray, so we do gray, but we do like a brightly colored accent wall.
Hmm.
We like to tie the grays together in the various rooms, but that's what we go for the most part.
So I was actually gonna suggest one color I really like is a gray, kind of like a darker gray. It's
Yeah,
like a little bit of black to it. Like I guess obsidian might be the type of,
like
but
charcoal,
still, yeah, but not that dark.
not that dark.
Yeah, I like it to be clearly gray, but a darker gray.
Okay.
It's hard
Yeah.
to explain.
No,
I'm not
I
good with colors.
I understand. Yeah, I mean, gray is that's what's popular in like modern style houses nowadays.
Hmm.
Um, so that's what I've liked for a while. Our living room actually, we've gotten countless compliments on the color matching because it's a gray color, like a darkish gray with a turquoise accent wall. And everyone
Hmm.
that comes in our living room was like, I can't imagine two colors like going better together than those two.
Yeah.
So we do get lots of compliments on our color choices. So
Hmm.
like,
Now,
go ahead.
no, go. You finish up your thought. I
I
was
was gonna say
gonna.
the kids' room is like a kind of a salmon,
Okay.
but we do opposite walls. So there's salmon, yeah, orangish color on the two walls, and then the other two are gray.
Hmm.
So
Now, you guys are having your daughter's party in the new house, right? Is that what's
yes,
happening?
yep.
Okay.
Which is part of the reason too we needed to move because we
I-
this house is going to be in shambles while we're moving out of it. So we didn't want to have to clean it up. You know, if we move into the new house, it's already clean. Like we just have to unpack some stuff. So
I'll have to text you on Saturday for the address because I
yeah,
know generally where it is, but
you can stop by
I'll,
tomorrow if you want. We'll be moving. I know you have to
okay.
work, so if you want to stop by after work or whatever.
Yeah, I'll get done at hopefully 8:30.
Okay. Yeah.
So perfect.
Yeah. If you want to stop by.
Sure. And if
That,
you need anything, let me know too.
yeah. We should be good. Like I said, I hope to have all the big things moved out, and it would be at that point it'll be probably like hooking up the internet and and screwing the TV mount into the wall and hanging the TVs up and stuff like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
I
It always takes a lot longer than I think it's going to. So I tend to have an optimistic. Same thing with like working on house projects. Like a good day's worth of work and it'll be just about done, and it takes like 4 days. So
I actually just put a wall mount on for a TV, so I've got a little experience under my belt with that.
yeah,
I thought it was gonna take like 5 minutes, and it took like 30
yeah. I mean, you got to
to
find the
do it.
studs. You got to make sure it's level. They actually make ones now that you don't need studs. That just have like drywall anchors, which is nice. Which I wouldn't mind for smaller TVs. I still wouldn't feel comfortable with bigger TVs, although our TVs, even our bigger TVs, aren't very heavy, so it would probably be fine. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's what I have going on. So that's again why we couldn't have. We were gonna do Pokemon Go, like revisited, which we probably will do at some point, just because it's so different now that when it came out, and I don't think we've covered it since. So we'll probably still do that maybe sometime in December.
Yeah, definitely.
But okay, what did you play, Will?
So yeah, I played Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I
Mm-hmm.
have completed every game to max completion. I've gotten every single achievement, and I did every single school or skill point. So
Nice.
I have legitimately every single thing done in the Reignited
You've
Trilogy.
exhausted things to do in that game.
I did, and so much so that I've restarted the first game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Nice.
didn't delete that save, but I restarted on another file and started playing through the first game again.
Okay.
There's one thing I want to point out before I talk about Spyro 3, because that's the one that I had no time with. Um, in the Artisan Worlds in the very first game, which the Artisan World is the starting home world, there's a door there that's
Uh,
locked. So I was like, huh, weird, that's there. I would probably have to beat the game and get maybe max completion to in every game to open it up. So I did that and it's still locked. It's just sitting there.
huh.
And I'm wondering what it is. I'm wondering if it's gonna be DLC, because I guess they did DLC for Crash.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm wondering if they're gonna do like levels that didn't make the cut, they're gonna like finish them and fine tune them and put them out there, or if they're gonna do their own like levels just in general, like a own like couple worlds where you do some levels. Like I'm very curious to see what they do.
Yeah.
They haven't said, so
Huh. Cool.
it's super cool. But what I want to talk about is Spyro 3. Now, I've seen that this game has been considered the best Spyro game, and I never really got why. I always preferred the first one, and while I still probably prefer the first one, I gotta say, Spyro 3 has some of the best levels in the entire series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's three levels in particular that I adore, and I'll probably have up there for my favorite levels in all of Spyro. It's Cloud Spire is one of the levels, and then Charmed Ridge is another one, and then probably my favorite is Fireworks Factory.
Uh-huh.
Um, they are really cool levels. Like when I got into Fireworks Factory the first time with the music playing and like the characters in it that you're helping, I was like, this is so cool. Because in Spyro 2, you help two little kids who have like superpowers, and they're the in the third game, they're the ones that are in that level that you're helping out again. And it's just such a cool soundtrack going on while you're hitting like ninjas and stuff like that and
Uh-huh.
shooting these rockets that explode into confetti and things like that. It's just like a really well designed level. Um, I love it. And I thought when I played Spyro 3 I was going to absolutely hate that you had to play as other characters, but I like how they did it because you play as Spyro 90% of the game, but what happens is when you're in these worlds, there'll be a little section of the map that's kind of blocked off that you have to play as that specific character to do it. So once you have that character saved, you can go into that little portal and do that part of the mission. And I really like it that way. I thought like I would have to go long stretches of time where I'd have to play as another character, but I didn't, and I really liked that because I was like, when I play a Spyro game, I want to play Spyro.
Right.
I didn't want to play as other characters, but the way they did it was really nice, and it was broke the gameplay up quite a bit to make it a little bit more change of pace and a little bit, and they did a pretty good job making it fun too. Um, I loved the Reignited trilogy. As I said, it's my favorite. It's the most fun I have had playing games all year. which says a lot because a lot of really good games came out this year. I mean,
Yeah.
like Dragon Ball Fighters came out, Octopath Traveler came out, Hollow Knight. Like I played Hollow Knight the first time,
Uh-huh.
so that kind of says a lot about the game. The nostalgia for it is unbelievable, and I think people for $40, it's really well worth it. It's a ton of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to play it. How long do you think? I know how long the first game is, but how long do you think the second and third games are?
So I put probably in the second game. So my total hours played, I think, might have been 30, 33.
Uh-huh.
So I want to say maybe I did 10 to 12 hours in the second game and maybe 15 plus for the third game.
Okay.
The first game, I think since I've redone it, I'm like 50% of the way through, percentage wise, and I don't even have 2 hours yet. That game is really easy for me because I know where everything is because I've played it so many times as a kid.
Uh-huh.
So that one's really easy. The other two took me a little bit longer because I only played a little bit of two and never played three, so I had to kind of figure out where things were hidden.
Right.
So that slowed me down a little bit, and because like I wasn't expecting certain things, I died a couple times, so on and so forth. So that slowed me down. And I don't know how much of that is me just leaving the Xbox on too.
Oh
So
yeah. Pausing it
I
to
would
go to the bathroom and make food, and you come back an hour
exactly.
later.
Yeah, exactly. So if I were to guess, Dan, you got between all three games, you got 35 hours with 12 to 15 for Spyro 2 and maybe close to 20 if you take your time
Okay.
on the third
Nice.
game. Because in the first game it's structured how there's three levels that you do. There's the flying mission, and then there's the final boss for that world. So you don't do that many levels per world,
Uh-huh.
but in the second one you do like 8 levels per world, and then there's the flying one, and then you do the boss fight. So there's a lot more to do in the second and third games.
Okay.
So yeah,
Nice.
I like I said, though, I can't stop playing it. Like I said, I restarted the first game up again, started playing because I legitimately love playing them. So
Nice.
I can't wait for you to play them, Dan.
Yeah. Yeah. Christmas time. I should be able to visit them.
Yeah, that's all I played though. I'm kind of getting ready for Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. The only thing I'm still working on is Octopath Traveler. I did technically beat it, I guess. Thank you. So if you beat it with the character if you finish the stories for the character that you started with, the credits roll, and you quote unquote beat the game. The only story I haven't finished is Alphin's. He's the last chapter 4 I need to finish.
Okay.
And then I think there's some stuff that you can do after that. There's a couple side missions that I've picked up since I've been working on the chapter 4s that I need to do. One of them was a really tough boss fight that I just had to level up a little bit more for, but still loving Octopath. I think I'm 75 hours into it, so I would guess I have another 5 to 10 before I'm completely done with it. So hopefully by next week I'll at least have beaten Alphin's story by next week for next week's podcast. So
Wait, there's more after the 8 stories.
I think so. I think there's a few things that you can do. There's like an after post game like content
Oh
from
man,
what I gather.
I don't know. I'm at 75 right now, having not finished. I've only finished 3 stories.
Okay.
So
I know Corey had complained about some of the chapter 4 bosses being hard. I haven't encountered that at all. I've pretty much whooped all of them. So
yeah, I've been getting spanked by Hanets. Holy crap!
yeah, it wasn't too bad.
What did it? Who'd you roll out there?
Primrose, because she was who I started with. Cyrus, Hanet, and Ophelia, I believe.
Okay.
Ophelia. So Ophelia was cleric and thief.
Mm-hmm.
Hanet was a warrior and the hunter. Cyrus was merchant and scholar, and then Primrose was the dancer scholar.
I forget you don't have the sub or the advanced classes.
I got one of them. I got sorcerer, but that was who I beat Hanet's thing with. I got sorcerer.
Okay.
I've gotten sorcerer since.
Okay.
I did get spanked in the Which one was
Runeblade.
it? Runeblade I got spanked in, and then one of the other ones. But I got Sorcerer. That wasn't too bad. Um,
Did you figure? I have a couple actually points I want to make. Did you
yeah.
figure out the strategy for the sorcerer?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I didn't have too much trouble with that one. I don't remember what it was now, but because I it did a few nights ago. But yeah.
Yeah, I kind of would. I forgot what ability it was, but you do it so it casts a single effect on all of the party. And then I casted Reflective Veil or
Oh
whatever,
yeah.
so
Yep.
no magic hit anybody,
Uh huh.
and
Yeah.
that's how I did it.
Oh, okay. I didn't do that.
I think
I
it's
just kind of slogged through it.
I think it's CLT just sacrifice. I think that might be
Yes, that
Primrose's.
sounds right. That sounds
And
right.
then I put it on Ophelia, and then she put the veil on everybody.
Okay.
Next question: what
Yeah.
did you think of Primrose's final?
I thought it was good. It definitely took a different turn than I thought it was going to.
Hmm
But I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed that fight. I liked how they did it was like a theatrical
Yeah.
battle. I thought it was a really well done final boss, and like they kind of did it in the two phases where one was like fake the
Yeah.
fight, and then it was the actual fight. Like I was like, oh wow, like I didn't
Yeah.
expect that.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite story so far. I can't imagine I'll like Alphen's better. His was my least favorite to this
Hmm
point. So, but yeah, I thought it was quite good. That
hmm
whole story.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of. I thought it was a really really well done story.
Yeah.
So
So that's all I've been playing. Great stuff though. Great stuff. All right, feedback.
hmm
I know we got a decent amount of feedback this week. I'm gonna call it up here. So I'll go through the emails first. We got 3 emails, and then I know we have one on Facebook too. So this one is from Idaho Jake, who says, "Hey guys, this will be short because it is last minute. But Dan, please play Creed Odyssey. It is by far the best Assassin's Creed without being Assassin's Creed. The combat is like Horizon Zero Dawn, and there is really not that much shitty AC stuff you hate, and it has the ship stuff like Black Flag. So if you find it cheap, do it." I'm absolutely going to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm going to get it on PC at some point. Um, as I said, we're going to be getting a system, but if I can play it someplace where it's 60 frames and I can customize the graphics, however, like that's how I'm going to play it. I did play it briefly on the Project Stream, which is Google's like game streaming service, but it was just way too choppy for me to be able to enjoy it. So, but I did enjoy the combat more, and I've read nothing but great things about it, and so I'm definitely interested. Hopefully I can get it on, if I can get it for like $30, I'll pull the trigger and play it. So that was from Jake. Next is from Corey Murtha.
Oh wow.
Yeah, who says, "Hi guys, I want to know what you guys know about the Fallout 76 controversies. I love hating on a low effort cash grab as much as the next person, but since I'm not as close to games as I once was, is that what's really going on here? I saw a Reddit post today that Bethesda was gifting 500 in-game credits to players in exchange for an inventory issue. The commenters were joking that's not even enough for the 700 credit in-game bag you can buy to help solve the issue. Is Bethesda jumping the shark? Are there any glimmers of hope? Or are there any glimmers of good in Fallout 76? Or is it really just an iterative lump of something EA would poo out? My second point is please find a way to play Red Dead 2. It's not as perfect as I thought my first 10 or so hours, but it's still a special game. My issues come down to lack of creativity when it comes to progression. The best guns aren't much better or different than the worst ones. Same with horses. Your character skills also don't improve much throughout the game. Unless you like dressing up and toying with cosmetics, there really isn't much at all when it comes to progress. Outside of the story, of course. You can improve your camp, but even that is limited, and I was fully upgraded by Chapter 2. All this said, nothing beats a moonlight ride across the prairie on my humble steed, Roach. Yes, I named him that. It's a beauty of a game. So first, let's touch on Fallout 76.
So same boat. I agree hating on low effort games, making fun of Bethesda, especially because I pick on Bethesda all the time. I think I've been the biggest Bethesda hater on this podcast for the last couple of years.
Definitely.
Uh, I don't know what I haven't played it, so it's basically kind of what I've been reading, what people say, and I think I think it was a low effort game. I do think that, but I also think that there is potential for this game to be good at the
Yeah.
same time. Um, I just don't buy the excuse that we've never made online games, so we're learning, but they can get anybody they want. It's Bethesda, like they can
Yeah.
bring in talent to do this. I just think it was a lazy game for them to pump out. Like I know a lot of the code for it kind of hasn't worked really well, and I know that they've had I'm trying to remember all the issues. My friend is super into what it is. I'm trying to look through my phone to find this
Okay.
text to try and see what.
Yeah, real quick. So Beardless brings up in the chat the controversy where they awarded the credits wasn't for the game itself. Actually, it was for the $200 collector's edition that was supposed to come with a really like high quality canvas bag. And when people started getting their collector's editions, the bag that came in it was like a chintzy nylon bag and not what they advertised at all. And their way to remedy that is by giving 500 in-game credits, which is not very much. Especially when you're talking about, to me that's false advertising. Bait and switch, whatever. To me, it's what they did was illegal, if you ask me. But I don't know that's a fair reason to get upset because they didn't get anything close to what they were advertised. So
All right, so I have the text that my friend was sent me. So he said, the fact you can see players at any time on the map is stupid. Everything you build also goes in your inventory every time you get off, so you have to rebuild it every single time you get on. You can't kill somebody without them accepting a duel first, but the thing is with that, they always will get the first shot because they're the ones accepting, so it's super easy for them to win a duel. There's zero anti-cheat. Your IP isn't encrypted, so you can get DDoS super easily. There was a glitch in Fallout 4 that could cause a player to run faster and hit faster, and because they used the same exact engine, 76 has the same bug, didn't even patch it, and it kills the multiplayer survival feel to the game. So, yeah, that's kind of what my friend thought about it.
the only one of us that's played it is Eric, right?
And he said the very first enemy he ran into was bugged, and he
That's right.
he hasn't played it since.
We'll have him talk about it when he comes on for the Smash episode, because I do want to hear his thoughts. He did say Corey would hate it, so I think we could all probably surmise that from what we've heard about the game. But yeah, it doesn't sound interesting to me at this point. I'm absolutely not going to buy it unless it comes to Steam. I'm not buying a game on Bethesda's own client. There was some controversy too about about refunds too. So I didn't read up on that, but apparently it's a problem to refund the game, like you would a Steam refund. Apparently Bethesda's PC client wasn't prepared for that or what have you. But yeah, it's kind of a mess. It's getting really bad reviews. It seems like a shell of a game. It's. I think the people that have described it this way are right. That it's this year's No Man's Sky. It'll be 2 years down the line before it's a game worth playing.
And that, as you said, it's a shell of a game. I think if they did an early access for $30, that would have stemmed so much of the backlash. And then when it's actually finished, put $60 price tag on it for the people who don't want to bother playing an early access game.
Yeah, no, that would have gone a long way, I think, to generate some positivity about the game, because I don't know anyone that loves it. There's probably some people that don't mind it, but I don't know. I didn't know about the inventory thing. Like anything you build goes away when you're offline. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like everything you build, you just gotta redo.
Purpose. It seems like, I don't know.
It's the same thing with Blizzard doing the Diablo Immortal at the end of their conference. Like, so much of that could have been stemmed if they just moved it to a different time.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Bethesda with the pricing model of this game. They could have done so much better and probably cured a lot of the issues that people were going to have with it, because now it's just a big internet joke and nobody's really having any serious dialogue about the game. It's just everybody just ripping it apart.
Yeah.
So you don't get really anything. If they fix something, like, you don't really hear about it because everybody will just go LOL Fallout 76 online.
Yeah.
So now they've pretty much doomed themselves until they really do a full effort on changing it.
I'm gonna put some Fallout 76 gameplay up in the stream so we can watch a little bit while we're chatting about it.
And real quick, I kind of want to ask you, how do you feel about Bethesda using the same engine for Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's difficult to say. I mean, maybe they'll just. I'd like to say they'll do a better job squashing bugs, but that's probably not what's going to happen. You know.
Because I've read on, like, I forgot, it might have been on Destructoid where I read it, where they said, or maybe it was Kotaku, I don't know. But if they're using the same engine, somebody who's been working with the same engine for a long time can get the most out of it and know how to work it and make games faster because they're so used to it. But at the same time, this engine was also used for Morrowind or Oblivion. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one.
I know. I mean, Fallout 76, it looks like garbage.
It does.
It looks like hot garbage. I saw some graphical I think I talked about this a few weeks ago, but I saw some graphical comparisons between Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, and Fallout 4 was far superior. There wasn't even close. So,
like, this is their next game until Starfield is 76.
Yeah, I don't think they have anything else in the pipeline, do they?
No, like.
Oh no, Rage 2.
Well, I'm talking games they're making.
Oh, okay, that's true. They're publishing Rage 2.
Because I'm sure we'll get a couple more published Bethesda games, but Bethesda Softworks developed, like, we're not getting until Starfield, and that might be 2021. Like, we have no idea when that'll be.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's Bethesda's, in my opinion, not in very good shape.
Yeah. Beardless says Bethesda has long since proven they're not getting better despite having used the engine for so long. I agree. I mean, all their games are buggy messes. It's a joke at this point.
Yeah, and then, like, you see developers like Guerrilla Games making Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, it's their very first open world game, and they crushed it. It's amazing. And then Bethesda's been in the game doing this for so long, and their games are getting
open world. Their games have been open world forever.
Yeah, and they're getting worse.
Yeah. I don't want to bring up Breath of the Wild again, but I'll bring up Breath of the Wild again. Like, that's the first, like, super open world Zelda game with weird, like, physics and stuff. And yeah, there was some weird glitchy stuff, but it wasn't to the level of a Bethesda game, you know?
Yeah, it had the Nintendo polish on it, and they used some things they used some things that they saw in Skyrim that were cool things that they implemented, and they made a way better open world game than anything that Bethesda's done.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they get away with way too much. I feel Bethesda has over the years, and I think now it's finally starting to catch up to them, and it makes me a little happy. I feel bad though because the people who are making these games are the ones getting ripped apart, and I think it's not. They're the soldiers in this.
Yeah.
Just kind of doing what they can to make the game.
That said, don't threaten the developers for this game. Like, no one in our listening audience would do anything like that, but if you know anyone that would threaten any of the developers, don't do that. That just makes things worse. Don't be stupid. Write an email, complain to the company as a whole, or complain on Reddit or whatever, and hopefully people hear, but don't threaten anybody about it.
I wish the developers and programmers got a little bit more love, because you look at a game like Red Dead, who's profiting off of that? The high-ups in Rockstar, like the people sitting in chairs who were making the decisions.
Yeah, no, that's why, I don't know if you remember, it was a couple years ago. It was a game, I don't know if it was the Game Awards, but Greg Miller singled out environmental creator for... was it Rise of the Tomb Raider? It was one of the Tomb Raider games. He singled out a specific person who made the environments for the game and thanked them for it. And I was like, that's awesome, because you just made that person's day. They could have been they could have had serious crunch when they were making their game and did nothing but got told they were trash by their boss. But you have Greg Miller, a industry person thanking you specifically for your awesome work on the environments of the Tomb Raider games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like these people who kind of the suits kind of make all the money, and the ones who get their sports cars, their Ferraris, stuff like that, and like it's the developers who are kind of getting put to task for the crunch time, like at Rockstar, and they're doing all the hard work there, and they're the ones not getting any love. I think that's backwards a little bit, but that's another topic for another time.
Right.
I also don't know how the ends of the industry work, so I could be off base too. So
yeah. I mean, I feel like crunch is a fairly established concept at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Corey also says, please find a way to play Red Dead 2. I will be playing Red Dead 2. I don't know if it'll be before the year's over. As I said, there's been rumors that we're going to be getting a console for Christmas. So I will play it. Just may not be right. Like, it may not be right around Christmas. It maybe it'll be like a 4 in February game next year. But I will play it, definitely.
Now, do the rumors indicate whether it's going to be a 1X or a Slim?
It's
or
the S.
Okay.
It's the S. It's for my mother-in-law for our kids.
Gotcha.
And also let's go Pikachu.
Oh.
Also, so those are going to be Mama and Daddy's games too.
Max, leave me alone.
Yep. I'm playing Spyro.
I can't wait till that's a thing.
So, but yeah, he brings up actually a lot of my criticisms for Rockstar games. It's the lack of progression for your character. I grew up on RPGs, and one of my complaints about the first Red Dead, aside from being boring, was the kind of lack of progression, and it seems like that's still like a bit of an issue here. So, we'll see. I probably won't like it as much as Corey, but hopefully I like it more than I liked the first one. And hopefully I like it more than I liked Grand Theft Auto 4, which I absolutely hated. So thank you, Corey, for writing in, too.
Thanks, Core.
Sparky
Doodle.
Next is from Tate, who says, "Sup, dudes. I had a very eventful Thanksgiving week. I had 5 days of no work, and I used that time to spend 30 hours playing and beating XCOM Enemy Within. Hey, well done, Tate."
Yeah, wow. That's
round of applause.
Impressive.
Well done. I played on normal difficulty and lost 3 people along the way. It was fun customizing my squad into my family members and friends, which totally made it mean more to me to try and protect them all at all costs. Since I enjoyed it so much, I listened to the XCOM 2 episode by Gentleman, and it sounded like you weren't too hot on it, so I wasn't going to buy it. But I still have that XCOM itch, and I can't scratch it by playing through Enemy Within again. So I got the collection of XCOM 2 and I'm excited to get into it. I think it'll help me knowing that it's harder than Enemy Within, and there's annoying enemies to fight before I go into it. So I'll let you know how that goes. I also subscribe to a month of Xbox Game Pass for $1, and since I have 9 days off around Christmas, I'm going to play as much as I can. Plus, my wife will be working 3 nights out of the week, so I'll have plenty of time to play games during that month on Game Pass. I look forward to that. I bought a new PC laptop on Black Friday, and I got my Steam account up and running, and finally installed all the games I've received from you guys, and so far the one I like the most is the Banner Saga. So I'm enjoying that story now, but I was wondering, are there any other sites besides Steam, Green Man Gaming, GOG, and Origin that you guys use PC games? I'm wanting to get more into PC gaming now that I have a better laptop. Anyways, keep potting on, gents. Thanks for inspiring me to play different games I missed over the years. My gaming experience is 1,000 times better since listening to the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. Taterade out. So we'll talk about XCOM 2 first. I actually liked XCOM 2. I was the only one that liked it. My biggest complaints about it were the performance. It ran like absolute garbage for the first probably 2 or 3 months. And I believe I got to a point where I couldn't advance, which is why I stopped playing it. And I stopped playing it for a couple of months while they patched stuff. And then when I went back to play, like it was better, but it still did not run as well as the first XCOM, and I don't think that's ever been fixed. I think it still runs kind of crappy. So just keep that in mind when you're going into it. But I enjoyed it. It definitely wasn't as good as the first one, but I still enjoyed it. I did like the whole fighting a guerrilla war aspect about it, which because the canon of the game is that the Earth does end up getting taken over, and you're kind of a resistance movement, which I think is a really cool concept, and I think the game plays into that really well. And lets you capitalize on that kind of as best you can. So yeah, I did like XCOM 2. Xbox Games Pass, yeah, that's a must really. Like if you have an Xbox nowadays, I know we'll be getting that. So, and $1 is a steal. Game Pass, Xbox Games Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass is definitely worth it. There's a lot of really good stuff on there right now. I think getting it for Forza Horizon 4 is enough, and there's still more.
Yeah, that's worth it alone. I mean, I can't wait to play through like the Halo campaigns and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm so far behind on all that stuff. New PC laptop. Game sites. Yeah, I've got a couple. Humble Bundle. That's where I've padded the majority of my game library. So Humble Bundle, they have like the Humble Store. It's humblebundle.com, by the way. But they have bundles that they do for like 2 weeks, and then they have Humble Monthly, which it's like a kind of a curated list of games that you get in a month, and it unlocks on the first. I believe it's the first Friday of every month, but there's early unlocks, so you know like what 1 or 2 or sometimes even 3 games in that are going to be, and then the rest are surprise games. And I've done that a few times and gotten a few games. You know what? I'll call that up right now and see what's on, what kind of bundles they have. Okay. All right, bundles. They have a board game bundle, Stardock bundle. Dragon Quest XI's on sale. Let's see what. Oh, Humble Jumbo Bundle. So this one has Pinstripe, Super House of Dead Ninjas, Super House of Dead Ninja, True Ninja Pack, Rise and Shine for $1 or more, and then for more than the average at $5.15, you get Project High Rise, Construction Simulator 2015, and Battle Chef Brigade. And then if you pay $10 or more, you also get Dirt 4 and Oriental Empires with that. So that's kind of how the normal bundles work. For Humble Monthly, you get Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes, and The Phantom Pain. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
City Skylines and then City Skylines After Dark are the early unlocks. That'll unlock on Friday. And Humble Monthly is $12 a month. It's pretty good. So that honestly, that's a steal for Ground Zeroes alone, and City Skylines comes with that. That's a really, really good deal.
Definitely.
Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up. They're talking a little bit about XCOM in the chat. If you're interested in more XCOM, try the Long War. That's a mod for XCOM, and then there's one for XCOM 2. Just do a search for it, you'll find it. That's really adds some depth to the game, and really like one of the things when they were developing XCOM 2, the developers looked at the Long War for the first XCOM and took some of those ideas into XCOM 2. So
I love when developers do that.
yeah, it was that good. That's how good the mod was, is the developers took some ideas from it.
Yeah, they were willing to see what fans were doing, and they didn't get stubborn and dig their heels and be like, no.
Yeah. One of the cool things about XCOM 2 also is that so when you create people, like if you're, what did I just do? Okay, if you create people, you can create them in like a separate window, and you can have them pop up as a separate like thing. It's a separate thing in the menu, and you can have them like pop up as random characters that you have to like escort or whatever, or like as different things, so you don't have to have them necessarily be in your party. And then they're there, like if you need to start over, if you get wiped out or whatever, you can just have them automatically rejoin your thing. It's and a lot more customization options for your characters in the first game. So, yeah, where was I going with that?
XCOM 2.
Yeah, still on Tate's email. I think we covered everything. Yeah. Thanks for inspiring me to play different games I missed over the years. My gaming experience is 1,000 times better since listening to the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. Oh, the Banner Saga. He likes the Banner Saga. The
Banner one.
Yeah, the Banner Saga is awesome. I have to do the trilogy. I only beat the first game. I want to play 2 and 3. I've heard they're not necessarily as good as the first one, but I still need to see the end of that story because it was good stuff. So, but Beardless 2 says War of the Chosen for XCOM 2 is really good too. So, and I've also heard that from other people. So yeah, if you're getting XCOM 2, definitely look into the expansion. Okay. Oh, where's the Fallout gameplay? Yeah. Oh, one thing I forgot to cover when we were talking about the news at the beginning is that Nintendo has finally removed their content creators restrictions.
Yeah, what was with that?
So before you had to be an officially approved Nintendo content creator to monetize Nintendo games, like your videos for Nintendo games.
Okay.
But they've gotten rid of that and they've gone with more standard guidelines. So pretty much you just have to add something of content to you can't just do like no commentary playthroughs. You have to add some sort of commentary or some sort of editing or something to the videos to be able to monetize them. So,
Dan, are you telling me Nintendo did something that was normal?
Yes, they did.
Wow.
Shocking, I know, but they did.
What a world we're living in.
Oh, I know. Okay, so I think we have one more piece of feedback. Double check our emails are good. This was on Facebook from Rachel, who says Facebook is such a disaster.
Yeah, Facebook's awful.
Well, especially because I don't have the app on my phone. I just have. Dang it! I'm gonna call it up on my laptop or my Chromebook. Yeah, I don't have the Facebook app on my phone because I don't use Facebook. So
none of us do.
I have it just to do podcast stuff, but I don't use it.
I get on once every 3 weeks usually. That's kind of how I use Facebook.
Yeah, I just post on the Thumbstick Athletes page, and not as often as I should either.
I gotta get our Twitter password, by the way, Dan, because I want to be able to tweet nibblebits and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. You have to talk to Corey. I have it in my thing. I just don't know.
You have it saved.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Because we have 3 or 4 different passwords that we use for our stuff, and I can never remember what it is. Okay, so
we're the worst.
This is from Rachel, who says, hi guys, I was in a bit of a gaming funk, so I decided to give PS Now 7-day free trial a shot. I discovered Civilization Revolution on there, and I love it. I never played a game like this. The term turn-based strategy always intimidated me. It's a welcome break from shooters and third-person games. I like being able to play at my own pace, stop and think about decisions, and not worry about aiming and being attacked. It's got me interested in trying other games like this. Any suggestions? Thanks a lot, Rachel in Cleveland. So Eric actually chimed in with a couple of really good answers. He said, XCOM is one of my favorites, and you should try the other Civilization games if you have a PC to play them on. He said, be sure that you play the first XCOM, not the second, which we talked about already, and that Civilization 6 is also on the Switch. So those are great suggestions. Absolutely. XCOM, the first one is fantastic. We can't say enough good things about it. That's on the PS4 too, right? They put the remaster on the PS4 or updated version?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. I don't know what's on PS Now, but if you want to play some old games, is Final Fantasy Tactics on PS Now?
No, I don't believe it is.
Okay. But that's one you can get. Can you get that one in the game store?
There's no original PlayStation games on the PlayStation 4.
What?
I don't. I had to buy a PlayStation 3, Dan, to do
That's
it.
right. Okay. Oh, yeah. So that's not an option. You know what? I'll do a quick search. See
It
PS Now games.
it's embarrassing that Sony never and isn't going to release their PlayStation 1 games on the store.
Yeah. XCOM
Oh,
Enemy Unknown is not on PS4.
wow. Okay, so
That's
I
shocking to me. Maybe it's on PS Now.
it would have to be on
I
PS
think
now.
so. It seems like there's a lot of like 2K games on there.
PlayStation Now. Hmm. Let's explore the catalog.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing too.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, okay. XCOM 2 is on there.
Civ
I don't play that
Revolution.
one.
Yeah, I would guess the first XCOM is probably on there.
The second one
Popular
is,
games,
yeah.
greatest hits. Yeah. So, but I mean, Civilization 6. That's not too demanding on your system. Even if you have like a laptop that should run. Even if you want to do the older ones, I probably wouldn't recommend going any earlier than Civ 5. Right.
Yeah.
As for Switch games, I can't. I don't think she has a Switch. I think she's got the PS4 and a computer. But if you have a Switch, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle is awesome. So
I think this PlayStation Now website is not too easy.
no, I gave up.
Okay, so I think it is on PlayStation Now, XCOM, the original.
Okay.
But any of the original PlayStation games, you've got to get a PlayStation 3 for that. I think some PlayStation 2 games are on there,
Okay.
but not a ton. They kind of abandoned that. So, Microsoft is the one that's way better with the backwards
Backwards
compatibility
compatibility. Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
They also have the EA Access thing, also, which is nice.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, those are definitely some. Drawing blanks on other games. Let me do a search here. Valkyria Chronicles.
That's a fantastic game.
That's turn based. I think Valkyria Chronicles 4 just came out for the PS4
Every
and Switch.
yeah, yeah, it came out on everything.
PC. It's on PC too. I don't. Is it on Xbox One?
I do declare. Let me check real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. It is out on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Microsoft, Windows.
Yeah.
That reviewed really well, so
Yeah. A lot of people are saying best turn-based strategy games XCOM. That's the big one. If you're looking for more like indie type of games, Into the Breach is a good one. I love
yeah,
that game.
Into the Breach is awesome.
So, I want to get like a decent list here. I always draw blanks when I read these.
It's all that pressure.
I know. Well, my brain is just so tired by the end of the day.
Yeah, we record pretty late, and we've had pretty long days when we get to this point.
Yeah. Oh, Banner Saga. Banner Saga games.
Yeah, Banner Saga games are good.
BattleTech.
BattleTech, yep.
Uh, XCOM again. We know that one. Invisible Ink is really cool. That's the spy game.
That game is actually really fun.
It is really fun. Yeah, so there's a decent list for you. Great question too.
And I know there's more games too. That
Oh,
we're
there's absolutely more. But yeah, like I think Eric really hit the nail on the head with XCOM. That you can't go wrong with that game. It's amazing, and Tate just played through it and loved it and wants more XCOM. So yeah,
So
that would probably be our top choice, and it's pretty available on things.
what about a game that's turn-based combat? Does that count?
Yeah, I would think
Child
so.
of Light?
Yeah, Child of That's a RPG, turn-based RPG.
turn-based RPG. So you've got an overworld and you're moving around, but the actual is a turn-based kind of a fighting game.
Yeah,
So
I actually bought Child of Light for the Switch.
that game, I remember giving that game of the year for me. I loved it.
Yeah, so good. So yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry, Massive Chalice.
Massive Chalice is really good too. Yeah.
There's that one.
That's in the vein of like a Final Fantasy Tactics grid.
It is a cool like little traits into the game, kind of
Yes.
how your families or whatever your characters kind of behave.
Yeah.
You gotta play it. It's pretty cool.
Massive Chalice is very cool. That's a great recommendation. It's whimsical too, like Double Fine games usually are.
There's also Pit People, which is the makers of Castle Crashers and Battle Block Theater.
Yep.
That's more of a silly kind of turn-based game too. If you're looking for something that's a little light.
Yeah, I've seen some gameplay for that. I haven't actually played it myself.
I guess it's really good. So
it looks good. Did Corey play that?
He has not yet. I have it bought on Steam. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay.
I think it came out this year.
Yeah.
Should get to
I
it.
think you might be right. Okay. I think that's good, right?
Yep.
Shall we do the game giveaway?
Definitely. 3 people, right?
Yeah, we'll not count Corey in the in the game giveaway list since most of the games are his already anyway.
So does that make it
I've
2?
got to send Jake's games too. No, it was 3. It was Jake was 1, Tate was 2, and Rachel was 3.
Gotcha. Okay. Number 2.
Number 2. Tate.
That was Tate.
Yep.
Big T Bird is
Okay.
the winner. Chicken dinner. 150. Tell me when you're ready for me
I'm
to
ready.
start.
Go ahead.
Oh, jeez. All right. Boom. 105.
105. Half Minute Hero, The Second Coming. Game always makes me laugh.
125.
125 is Monaco.
That's a good one. Those are both pretty good.
Yeah.
132.
132 is Gary's Mod.
52.
52 is Mother Russia Bleeds. That's like a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Last but not least, number 1.
1.
Yep.
1 is blank. Roll again.
33.
33. Black Mesa.
Perfect. That's not a bad selection of games.
No, not at all. So yeah, 105 Half Minute Hero, Second Coming. 125 Monaco. 132 Gary's Mod. 52 is Mother Russia Bleeds, and 33 is Black Mesa. So let us know what you want, Tate, for next week, and we'll send it to you. Jake, I still have to send you your games. I will get right on that. I'll send them tonight, hopefully. I think I still have your picks, from what I gather, but if not, yeah, next week's episode. I guess we're gonna have to think about it now, right? We were gonna do the Game Awards, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, something on Wednesday, right? Is what we're planning.
Yeah, we'll probably record Wednesday. That makes sense. Maybe we'll do Pokemon Go. I don't know. We'll let you know.
Maybe we'll discuss it briefly right after.
Yeah.
See if we can come up with something.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, that'll do it for episode 384 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Will.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement.